Okay, everybody, we're going to do another game on the PlayStation 3 as part of our Halloween special, and it's time for Jeopardy. Let's see how we do. We'll see how it goes.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Colorful language. When did it happen? Biosphere. Sherlock Holmes. Calling All Angels. And medicine. Player one. Samuel Eliot Morison won a Pulitzer for Admiral of the Ocean Sea about this man who died in 1506. It's player one. That's correct.
Yeah! Woo!
So, as he is the subject of 1918 and 1939 Pulitzer Prize winners, perhaps the books should be read with bifocals. Player one? You got it. Mockingbird is a portrait of this Southern writer. It's player one. That is correct. So, answer. It's the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Here is your Daily Double clue. Queen of Fashion is subtitled, What She Wore to the Revolution. That puts you even further ahead. Player one. In a bit of table turning, Poison Pen is an unauthorized bio of this woman who wrote a bio of Nancy Reagan. Okay, player one. Good for you. Player one, back to you for Capelli d'Angelo is an Italian food term for a type of this. Okay, player one. You got it. Player one. That every soul has one of these is not an article of faith, but St. Jerome says it is the mind of the church. Yes, player one. That's correct. It follows hark in the first line of a 17th century hymn. Let's hear it, player one.
Yeah!
Right. You get Pie Jesu, sung by this young Welsh lass with the voice of an angel, has sold millions worldwide. Let's hear it, player one. No. Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Charlotte Church. It's the title of Tony Kushner's Pulitzer-winning play. Okay, player one.
Yeah!
Right. Select again. Classified advertising section of the phone book listing subscribers by type of business. It's player one. Good.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. A karate kid may aspire to this high rank, kuroi obi in Japanese. Okay, player one. Yeah, good. Player one. This fastest of dogs is one of the oldest breeds. Its likeness appears on an ancient Egyptian tomb. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player California National Park is named for this tallest living type of tree. It's player one.
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. Player one. This colorful name for the U.S. Army Special Forces comes from their unique hats. Yes, player one. That's right. Way to go. Player one. Pick again. A cold that lasts longer than a week may indicate inflammation of these air spaces in the skull. Player one.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah! Woo!
So here's Sarah from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Red blood cells are distorted into a particular shape and don't carry oxygen well in patients with this type of anemia.
Player one.
Woo!
Yep. Suspect Rocky Mountain spotted fever even in patients from the Carolinas, as it's an area with lots of these critters. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one. A stent is a tube often used to hold these open, especially the coronary ones. Okay, player one. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player two. That is correct. Player two, where do we start? The air puff test, a measure of eye pressure, is used to diagnose this condition. Player one? Hey, you're right. Player one? His second spin as Sherlock Holmes was subtitled, A Game of Shadows. It's player one. Yes. Player one? He first played Sherlock Holmes on film in 1939. Okay, player one. That's correct. This star of Lawrence of Arabia voiced Sherlock Holmes for a series of cartoons in the 1980s. Yes, player one?
Yeah!
That's correct. Player one? This one-time Willy Wonka took on the title role in 1975's The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother. Let's hear it, player one. That's right. Way to go.
Yeah! Woo!
Please, before Rain Man, he directed Young Sherlock Holmes, in which Holmes and Watson meet as boys at boarding school. Okay, player one. Yes. Please pick. Let's go over to Sarah.
JFK won the presidential nomination at the Democratic National Convention in this year.
Player one. Good. Player one. The U.S. declared war against Spain on April 25th of this year. Okay, player one. Good. Player 1. Bastille Day in France commemorates an event on this date in 1789. Okay, Player 1. Correct. The Sons of Liberty threw one heck of a tea party in Boston on December 16th of this year. Okay, Player 1. You got it. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. King John affixed his seal to the Magna Carta at Runnymede in June of this year. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Player 3 is in third place, which means, of course, Player 3 will select first in Double Jeopardy. And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. Jazz musicians. Playing possum. World capitals.
Ooh, good.
General information. Tea time. And classical composers. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection. As like wombats and bandicoots, possums are members of this group of about 270 species. Okay, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1. Chuck Berry knows this sweet little number of days is the typical gestation period of a possum. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right you are. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You are currently in the lead. Please enter your wager. And the daily double clue. Stick to it. In 1948, this Walt Kelly possum hit the funny pages. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. Australia and New Guinea are home to the 5 species of this type of possum that may weigh as little as 1/4 of an ounce. Yes, Player 1? Yes. The flying possum doesn't fly. Well-developed flaps of skin along its flanks have it known by this 6-letter term. It's Player 1. Yep. You again, Player 1. In 1762, this 6-year-old and his sister performed for Empress Maria Teresa. Okay, Player 1. You got it. For several years, his friend Carl Amenda was one of the few people who knew about his increasing deafness. Player 1? That's correct. Please. During his lifetime, Johann Sebastian Bach was best known as a master of this instrument. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah! Woo!
He composed the 4 Seasons in 1723. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Yeah!
That's correct. On March 3rd, 1875, his Carmen premiered in Paris, and he was decorated with the French Legion of Honor. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. You again, Player 1. This general, first in his class at West Point, ran for president in 2004. Yes, Player 1? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 3? Yes. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control. This old soldier was a general at age 38. In 1930, at age 50, he was Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army. Player 1? Yes. Okay, more than 540,000 men and women served under this general's command of the U.S. forces in the Persian Gulf War of 1991. It's player one.
Yeah!
Player one. The only place this general wouldn't march was to the presidency. In 1884, he told the GOP, "I will not accept if nominated." Let's hear it, player one. Good. Player one. This Army general headed American-led forces during the initial combat phase of the Iraq War as it began in 2003. Player one. That's correct.
Yeah! Woo!
You again, player one. His What a Wonderful World, recorded in 1967, wasn't a U.S. hit until used in the 1987 film Good Morning Vietnam. Player one? That's right, way to go. Player one. Ray Brown, Percy Heath, and Charles Mingus were stand-up guys as masters of this instrument. Player one? That is correct. Please, when Tommy Dorsey died in 1956, this older brother assumed leadership of the Dorsey Brothers Orchestra. Let's hear it, player one. Good.
Yeah! Woo!
Select again. His quartet's 1959 LP, Time Out, featured the classic hit, Take Five. It's player one. Correct. Player Leon one. Bismarck Beiderbecke, a legendary cornet player of the 1920s, was known by this three-letter nickname. It's player one. Anyone else? We're talking about Bix. Player one, back to you. It's the T in ATM. Or physicist, Edward. Yes, player one? Yep. Player it can one. Mean to veer or to go sour as applied to milk. Player one? Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Okay, player two. Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player three? Right you are. Player three, where do we start? Another name for a billy club or a policeman's baton. Player one? Right you are. Player one? Answer. The other daily double. You are in the lead right now. You need to select your wager. Okay, here is the clue. It's a sustained pull applied mechanically to correct fractured or dislocated bones. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Player one. In some religious beliefs, it's the process of transference of a soul into another body at death. Let's hear it, player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Any other takers? The correct response is transmigration. You again, player Budapest is the capital of Hungary. This is the capital of Romania.
Oh, that's easy. What is Bucharest?
It's player 1. Right. Player the 1. The capital of India is not pronounced Calcutta or Calicut, but this way.
What is New Delhi?
Yes, player 1? Yes. This world capital is on the island of Java.
What is Jakarta?
Okay, player 1? Yes. Please. Laid out in 1874, the botanical gardens in this capital have an observatory with a statue of Tycho Brahe.
What is Copenhagen?
Yes, player 1?
Yeah.
That's it. Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? This city on the Malay Peninsula is the capital of Malaysia.
What is Kuala Lumpur?
Okay, player 1? Right. Oh, sorry. Player 2, you'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. Here comes the Final Jeopardy, players. The category is this: American authors. What are you going to wait for? And the last clue? Injured on the Austro-Italian front on July 8, 1918, he also crossed the English Channel with U.S. forces on D-Day. What did you say?
Ernest Hemingway.
With that correct response, you will gain...
I'm going to end up with $100,000 this game.
Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score?
The next segment right after this.
This makes you our new champion, player 1, so congratulations. We'll see you all next time.